Hello and welcome back to round one back nine coverage of our MPO feature card here at the 2025 MVP Music City Open presented by Another Round. Big Jerm, Kevin Jones, Jeremy Jones, Big Kev commentary? We're not quite sure yet. I haven't read the comments, but we'll know tomorrow because you guys are going to help us out with that, right?
Hopefully.
Kev, talk about the front nine. We got a lot of colors.
Yeah, Eagle off to a great start. 4 under is everything that you would need to be winning this tournament. Austin Turner at 2 down, Chris at 1 down, and Simon at 1 over. Everybody can fix what they've done on the front nine with this back nine right here.
I agree with that. Simon, obviously the I think 3-time total winner of this event, but the 2-time reigning champion of this event. Chris Dickerson, obviously he's won just slews of Music City Open titles, and also just he's a danger in Tennessee. We definitely expect to see them right the ship going into the back nine. Hole 10, they've tightened up the OB on the left side significantly. Difficult hole, side hill. It's going to be a really muddy day. The second shot's going to be tricky.
This fairway, I don't know if you got this far in the course, but it is so hard to throw from. It is all mud. Kind of looks okay right here, but it's going to be slick.
Yeah, good tee shot there for Austin.
This is like the last really important hole, in my opinion, on the course. This is a hole that you can lose the tournament on easily if you play it wrong.
Yeah, definitely one to respect while you play. Find the safest possible place to take your par. Birdie is not necessary. Eagle, this is a risky shot, I feel like, with the new out of bounds to play the forehand, but he's done well with it.
Yeah, he was scared of it. He played it way right.
And that's fine.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You can't miss left. If you're throwing the sidearm, that is. If you're going backhand, left is okay. I mean, you're going to be out of bounds, but
at least you get the distance.
Exactly.
And see how they manage their footing. Chris does pretty well there with this follow through, and wow, what a shot.
Unbelievable shot with no footing to be had.
Yeah, that's just all upper body strength and balance. Very athletic shot there for Chris. Let's see how.
I think he must be wearing soccer cleats.
Not a bad day to do that. Austin doesn't get it to turn over, but still hits the gap. Does he find the OB? Oh, he hits the stake. Oh, my goodness.
Stake or tree. I couldn't quite tell. Did you think stake?
I think he hit the stake. It looked like the stake moved. I'm almost positive.
Yeah. Either way, there's a lot of stuff over there to hit, and it was a pretty straight shot. So
going to the Roadhouse tonight because he likes steak. Okay, this is a stupid one. Eagle turns over his forehand approach.
Tough. I mean, they got a tailwind right here, so keeping it straight is going to be a little bit difficult. No footing, no slip. I'm impressed. We had 3 slips on my card.
Look at that ground.
Unreal.
This shot is next level. Wow.
Yeah. You can keep it flat even with the slope.
Look at that green. It is. I mean, look at that brown. I mean, it's just it's horrible down there. The rain was just next level.
Eagle can get up and down easily from there. He stayed safe, so that's no problem. A 4 here is going to be A-okay.
Yeah, he'll continue to go bogey free. Austin not able to take advantage of the little rebound, but we'll take the par. Chris stepping in, hitting the top rim. Definitely bordering on bonus territory. Playing above par. This guy's having an interesting round, is he not?
Yeah, he sure is, but he's keeping it together. When you get holes like this, that can keep your round alive.
Ooh, Eagle does stay bogey free, but it wasn't by too much.
At this point, I just think Eagle has a good round locked in. There's not too many crazy hard holes that you can take a big number on coming up. It should be pretty shreddable for him. And par from Chris as well. Well played.
Perfect. Cupcake still holding down the lead, tied with 3 others, including Gavin Phillips, who I did not give him his flowers. On hole 4, he was marked down as having a 407-foot throw-in. This is the same guy that we've checked in with multiple times this season, including back-to-back tournament with video caught aces. The guy has gone on tour this year and is really making a splash.
They say that aces come in bunches, and I think he's experiencing that.
He's got a couple of aces, but the 407 fairway throw-in on an elevated basket is pretty remarkable.
He must be throwing it so good.
Tricky hole 11. Simon does quite well. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, needs to slow down.
Yeah, it's going to find OB. I didn't think he had that much pace behind it, but I think that might be his new balance. Overstable mid. Gets that one a little too fast out of the hand. Austin inside the corner, very lucky, but good shot.
Pretty good shot. It's a good hole for him too, like that forehand, to be able to throw a forehand through this gap.
And for the same reason we said hole 5 was a better righty forehand than a lefty backhand. This is a better lefty forehand than a righty backhand.
Yes, it is.
And Eagle looking at a grenade.
I gotta love it, but there's not great room up there.
And he challenges.
I don't think that's in bounds, right? Unless it.
It's OB. And that is a strange way to relinquish the bogey-free round.
Man, I can't hate on it. I love the grenade, but
if the great Kevin Jones is not going grenade on 11, what are you even thinking about, buddy?
I don't think it was the play. There's just so much wind up there. That's kind of when I'm trying to avoid it, but
it's a safe par. Or to continue having a weird round. Nope, just a par. Good putt.
Yeah, really good putt.
And Austin to take the lone birdie. Just plugging away.
At this point, it kind of looks like it's calming down a little bit.
Yeah, the flags are moving, but it's not like...
It's not like what it was.
It's not like what it was. It was pretty insane earlier. Front 9 was incredibly tricky. And like you said, the back 9 presents a lot of scoring opportunities now that these the tricky hole 10 is behind them. And now Gavin Phillips is your lone leader, just like that. Looked like hole 11 was wreaking some havoc on the leaders. Gavin at 6 under par, heading into the par 5 12th.
That's great. This is a par 5 at 1,129 feet. I don't think Eagle is too doable, but it is possible if you throw a great tee shot. This is a nice little 3-shotter here. There's a few different ways that you can go about it. That second shot's going to be really important, getting across the creek.
Well, we've checked in with this guy a couple times so far, and every time he's put his approach shot under the basket. This time, asking for it to go left. The better angle is as close as you can get to that OB on the left side. Now this forces the sidearm second, which will remove a little bit of distance and force a longer third shot.
Nice. He's just trying to play it over that small bunch of trees on the right there. And he did. He's going to have 350 in from here.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's going to putt.
All right. For the first time, a check-in with Macbeth is not under the basket. It's going to have to earn it from about 50. And you know it's going in. 4 under now for Macbeth.
That's a great way to look at the hole, too. No danger in sight. and just gives himself a 45-footer for birdie.
Kind of cruising.
We got a little bit of left to right wind here. Austin's going to play it. Oh. And that's no problem.
Yeah, and that sets up a great lefty hyzer for him on the second. I'd say this hole with a perfect wind and great ground play may be eagleable by the top guys, but in these conditions, you're not going to see anyone, barring a throw-in, get anywhere remotely close.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
It's just, you can't trust your feet enough in this ground.
Perfect angle. Going to be right in the middle. That's how you golf right there.
It's very reminiscent of what we see with Niklas Antila. Nothing too flashy, just a lot of controlled shots. And I wonder why we always see Chris in that top 20.
Yeah, because he's always in the fairway.
Eagle getting spicy with that tee shot. Gets pretty lucky to stay in bounds. That was heading directly OB. Looked like he had something extra behind that, though. He was
I think
going for a big rip.
I think so. Okay, so he's going to have to lay up here short of the creek.
Yeah.
If you do this correctly, somebody like Eagle will have the power.
Oh, that's a good angle.
It's exactly where he wants to. That's where he wanted to land that shot. He's going to be looking at like 475.
Yeah.
I would say a hyzer in. It's a little bit uphill too, so it's going to play like 500, but it's doable for Eagle. Chris is going to go for that anhyzer.
It's holding on. Does it hold on long enough?
Oh, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. Finally, he misses one of those, to be honest. Like, those anhyzer flexes have been perfect for him all around.
Yeah, think about the drive back on 9. Picture perfect.
Hopefully we see Austin feast right here. This is something that everybody would like to have, but he doesn't. That's a missed opportunity with the left to right wind he had there. He shouldn't be hitting those trees.
Still possible, but probably, I don't know, man. That's
I
like
don't
a
see
400-foot standstill forehand.
Yes, yeah,
That's going to
uphill.
be really tricky. Simon in a good position. He's going to go high hyzer over the top.
I've not seen that.
And that's going to, again, sacrifice distance. Oh, is he out of bounds?
No, he's barely in, isn't he?
Oh, just barely. That is living on the edge. My goodness.
Who knows where he would have had to take that from?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been tough. Now, does this hang on, or is this going to be 2 inside left?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Wow.
Just brute power. Yep, that's how you golf too. Eagle played it to the perfect landing zone.
Not many people are going to be able to find a birdie look after that tee shot. Eagle, very special shots 2 and 3.
He, at this point, probably has no idea where his disc is.
Yeah,
Probably
right.
thinks it's a little short left, but he's putting.
Well, it's not a standstill for Austin. It looked like he was in the creek in that initial shot, and this is going to get him. Oh, wow. Okay.
Having that run up was vital.
Whoa.
Yeah, he got it all the way up there. That was like 380
Yeah, at
uphill.
least. Austin's got powerful forehand.
A little early left from Simon. There's a bunch of trees on the right for this shot that we kind of want to like be attacking. It's easy to do what Simon did and leave it a little left.
And Chris just trying to get out of trouble now. Get back to the fairway.
Are you serious? Chris has a line at a... I would not have expected that. So, yeah, he was in no man's land. But
Well,
apparently,
technically, he's back to the fairway.
and now he's
to the green.
he's right there. I was expecting a pitch out.
Good looking run from 40, just off the top of the rim. Yeah, that's crazy.
No, we missed one of Chris's.
That's
one of
right.
Chris's. Which one did he throw? He threw a second into the trees, and then that was the third.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Because, like, yeah, I was like expecting a pitch out, but he must have pitched forward, and then he pitched up again and got his par.
Yeah, I think you got the count right. Because where his second shot landed, I know there's no way to just pitch a little putter to the basket for sure.
No way, yeah.
I was getting really confused by that. I was trying to figure out how that is even possible.
But that makes sense. That second shot, he's going to have to pitch and then par.
What a birdie from Eagle.
Huge.
Just to place that second shot blind to the perfect spot to be able to get aggressive and go for it. And Austin also from out of position on the second to get the birdie. Great stuff there. All right, Kev, who's going grenade here, bud?
I know I am, and I know Jake is. Jake Hebenheimer.
Is Eagle McMahon going grenade?
I hope so, because if he's grenading that other hole, this is a grenade hole. If you're not, though, you're pitching out a sidearm to one of the 3 windows that you're offered. You just don't want to be in an awkward spot behind the trees attacking the green here. This is a shorter par 4. It's going to be one of the easier ones on the course.
The thing that can get you is if you get caught up early right side, you can find yourself in some tricky spots on the second shot. If you find OB, you could be in some trouble.
Yeah, you really want to be careful on that second shot. Let's see Isaac attack it with a backhand here. It's going to be favorable for a forehand.
Yeah, no kidding.
But he is very used to that. That's.
Oh my goodness.
I thought it was the plane. Okay.
Oh, just goes around the corner. Sends himself to about 60. Send it in. It has been a minute since we've had an Isaac Robinson check in. Always good to see the Robinson brothers spinning them in. All right. Heiser play for Austin, and what were the awkward places behind the trees?
That looks terrible. That looks like a spot he would not want to be. Here's Eagle lining up a grenade. He's aiming lefter than what I aim, and it's not super flippy, but it's okay. Get right. Yeah, plenty good.
Oh, yeah. Out in the field.
Plenty good. But if he goes flippier, he can go up further. He can get even closer to this hole.
Is there a wind that presents an opportunity to get within circle 2?
Yes. If there is a straight left to right wind. Absolutely. But I don't think many players know that.
No. That's why I'm asking our resident grenade expert.
I'm your guy. If I ever make a course, there will be a hole just like this.
Just to make it difficult for everyone.
I'm going to put the basket where Eagle's grenade landed, basically.
I will not play that course. Chris, a little bit wide with his forehand. I'd love to play your course. Does this get around the corner? It does. Great shot for Chris. That standstill straddle forehand flex play. Great throw. And this is what I'm talking about. The early right side OB, it comes into play if you're out of position off the tee, and Simon was in a really tough spot. And speaking of tough spot.
No. Another tough spot to be. Stay safe.
Has a discipline to not try to go for too much. Take the par. Smart play for Austin.
And look at Eagle. He's avoided all of those gaps with not even that crazy of a grenade shot, in my opinion.
It's just something, another tool to develop as you become a professional disc golfer to any of our audience.
Please don't change this hole.
Austin just jump putt layup shot here. Little tiny meat on the bone still, but should be a par coming.
That's tough from Simon. He does not want to be taking a bogey on this hole, but he's going to have to.
Ooh, boy. Using every part of the cage and lower chains is Austin, who's still holding on to a really solid round thus far at 4 under. And Chris with a great birdie. Eagle to get to 5 under. And he sends that one home.
This is a mistake that I have definitely made before. It happens.
Have you ever played the next tee shot?
No, but I've been on the next tee box.
I've done that before as well. Jona Heinonen joining Gavin Phillips at 6 under through 13. Eagle right there behind him at 5. And like we mentioned on the front 9, about 4 under per 9 is going to put you right there in the top of the competition as we go to hole 14, formerly hole 17, par 5. They've brought the OB on the left side in quite a bit. It's more of a straight tee shot now, but they've also brought the basket in and shorter to the right. So wherever you are on your second shot or after your second shot, the approach more than likely will be blind. Looks like we have a pretty strong left to right crosswind at this point. And Eagle is trusting his boost quite a bit today. One of the newer MVP offerings, or Streamline, I should say. And
Pretty much identical, huh?
Likes that spot, so he'll borrow it.
If these guys can just like push their disc to the left side of the fairway here, they can open up a hyzer to make this hole easy.
Do you not like where they are?
I think they're left enough, but I'm curious to see.
Oh, so a lot of ground play there. Should be a pretty simple backhand hyzer for Austin from that angle. And is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, because he's going to now be looking at another exactly identical shot to that to get to like 60 feet.
Eagleable.
Yes, eagleable, but I don't think very parkable.
Okay.
So Austin is not in like the best spot, but he's in a good spot. And he's going to try to be pushing the OB on the right side of the fairway here to open up a wide hyzer into the green. If you're left side of the fairway on this next shot, it's a little bit tighter of an upshot. Not impossible, but just a little tighter. See, Eagle does not have a hyzer here, so he's got to take off way less than if he was going to throw a hard hyzer. He threw only 200 feet right there.
Really all you need. I mean, I think
it is.
If you want to get way up there, like what you're suggesting here with Simon,
this is what he's going to do. And it's easy. I guarantee you he nails it. Just pushes. Oh, it got caught up in the tree. He didn't push it wide enough.
Yeah, it also looked like he kind of took a little bit off just to avoid there is OB long. If he were to throw that shot a little harder and is flattened out, he could find the OB on the right side of the fairway, and that's obviously not what you want to do.
Chris so good at throwing flat little anhyzers here. What is he going to do? Annie out of the hand. Is it drifting? It doesn't look like it. So Chris is looking like he might be not in birdie position because of that those trees right there.
And you can see it on his face usually when he doesn't quite execute a shot that he knows is in the bag.
So there's some stuff here, but there's also OB on the right that you really don't want to find. I don't know what he did, if that was a tomahawk. No clue. But I was in that spot, so it had to be like high. I don't think he's throwing like directly low at it.
I think he might have saved himself an opportunity to get the birdie.
I think so too.
I don't think he's going to be close, but he's going to be putting. Eagle playing the wind, checking up beforehand. You'll have that to get to 6 under. Austin trying to be touchy as well. It's really easy to go long on the second shot. Or, excuse me, this third shot.
Yeah. Yeah, they move the basket up, just like you said, and it just makes you have to kind of mess with this OB a little bit more on the right side.
Right.
And easy up from Simon.
Simon nails it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how close Chris got. Inside the circle. Wow, what an effort from really tucked up tight. That's just a birdie save. Or a birdie steal.
Yeah, he could have put it anywhere in the fairway and had an easy up and down, but that was not easy.
The sigh of relief. And
good putt.
Austin in for birdie, and we are getting really close to a star frame.
I feel like Chris hit a really good third shot.
Oh, yeah. And almost assured now that we'll be sending some money to Edge after Simon taps this one in. An improbable star frame after Chris's errant second shot, but my goodness, he came up clutch on his third, and I believe that's our first star frame of the tournament. Great little flexor, such little spin there for Chris. And look at that tie there. A bunch of players at 6 under par now.
And that brings us to hole 15. This is a par 3 that every year slightly changes. In years past, I really have thought this was a sidearm around the left side of this giant tree, but this year it is more open than ever down the middle. I'm curious to what these guys are going to do. In years past, you've kind of wanted low flicks, high flicks, but the branches change every year. This year, I think it's a medium flick, height-wise.
Medium. Okay.
You can kind of see if they go sidearm.
Well, Isaac is not listening to your breakdown at all. He's going straight down the middle.
I would not expect him to. Oh!
That was wicked. That was really cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I am just waiting for the day that one of those goes in on camera.
That was a mid-range, too.
Beautiful shot.
Big mid-range.
All right, let's see what height Eagle elects to go for. He's going for the high stall.
That's in the medium gap that I'm talking about. Yep.
All right.
But it's so easy to push long.
And he does.
This is the thing about the forehand, and now he's 40, well, maybe 30 feet, but still putting for par. Not
and
birdie.
to an elevated basket.
Yes.
Were you able to replicate the beautiful shot you threw in our practice round?
I threw it very similar, but the tailwind beat me down, so I ended up at 40 short.
So you didn't do that.
I did not. I was what the dream was, Chris.
Wow.
Showing it how it's done.
What a shot. So that's also medium height.
Yeah, it's coming in medium. There's
Yep.
like a gap in the tree about that height.
And sit down. Oh, flirting with it. Even potentially rolling on or over the line for just a moment. But Austin inbounds inside the circle. And Simon loves this tee shot. Immediately turns around in disgust, hates it, and I can understand some of the frustration. The tee pad just tracking mud like crazy. Really slick, hard to get the traction you need. It's got some work left to do to save the par. And Eagle will drop a stroke here. A missed putt inside the circle. See if Austin can join our leaders currently at 6. Off right side.
Cleanup here is good for Simon. Getting a 3 is fine. There's OB on this hole.
Not birdied a ton, but we saw a nice birdie for Isaac and Chris here, going with the backhand straight shot down the middle.
Was it bogeyed a ton?
No, it wasn't bogeyed a ton. It only bogeyed at 10% rate. Birdied twice as often, or a little bit more at 21%, but mostly par, close to 70% par. And Ricky Wysocki, Isaac Robinson, and Gavin Phillips jumping to the top at 7.
Ben's a pro who spent $25 on his premium driver and threw it 413 feet, which means he spent about 6 cents per foot for his shot. Matt's a total noob, but he only spent $5 for his premium driver on discountdiscgolf.com. He throws his 213 feet, which means Matt only spent 3 cents per foot for his shot, making him the clear winner in this distance battle. Cheap discs are better. It's science.
Got a new hole here, hole 16, par 3, 304 feet. This is the drive that we used to do when we played to what is now Original One's basket. But instead, they've just put a basket in roughly the landing zone for the prior year hole. But it's just a pretty simple, second easiest hole in the course type of forehand. I guess you could probably fit a backhand turnover as well, but probably won't see too many of those.
Perfect.
And 3 of those today. And not just like bullseye, like under the basket bullseye. Pretty dialed in. And here's Gavin. We were just talking about him.
Maybe running it, maybe ace running. That's what it looks like. That'll be right of the basket wherever he is, just barely. Everybody has this shot. Everybody in this tournament has this shot ready to go on deck. What's your disc for it?
That's it. You asking me right now?
Yeah.
I think right now the boost is probably the shot I'm going for at 304 turning right. Maybe a pyro depending on the wind.
And that, how fast are those?
Pyro's a mid-range. The boost is a 10 speed.
I like a 10 speed here.
Yeah, I just think if it's windy, I'm probably going to step up to the boost.
Chris with a solid shot inside the circle. It looks like it's raining.
It started to come down with the sun out right about this time, yeah.
This would be not a surprise to see a star frame here, but still got to execute.
Simon.
A little scary. That's going to be okay, though.
It's going to skip to mid C2.
I feel like he might make that.
It would be nothing more Simon for him to make that putt. He seems to drop a ton of circle 2 putts here on these premises. Eagle needs to sit down.
Oh, it does.
And does stay in bounds. It's a windy putt.
That left to right wind was just a little much. Hard to expect it to drop so much. Does look like it's tough right here, right now.
It's just sunny.
Good putt.
What, 3 seconds ago?
Yeah, and now it does not look like that.
What is happening here in Nashville? There is some serious weather irregularities going on.
Just high. That's not the most. I mean, it's kind of annoying missing, but like,
oh yeah,
that is just like hard to hate.
And Austin in for the birdie. Chris kind of quietly putting together a solid round as well at 5 under par.
That was a turkey right there.
It's a good time to get hot. Chris with a 1 finger? Is he always a 1 finger forehand guy?
Not that I know of. I
did not know that about him.
That would be surprising.
Ricky Wysocki and Isaac and Gavin all at 8 under par now. Hole 17, another new hole. Very tricky, very tough to get the disc in the right spot and then be high enough up the hill to attack this basket, which has a little cheeky OB right here that juts in the way. So you've got to get a good tee shot and then make your decision. How are you going to go up this hill? What kind of wind are these guys going to be facing as they take their second shots?
Well, when this cold front was coming in, it's probably whipping around all different directions, but mostly right to left here, which is tough because all you want to do is get right.
Chris makes the decision to go on the left side of the group of trees. That's basically the main decision you have off the tee pad as you go forehand or Austin's backhand is, do you go for the tight? Oh, he goes high spike high.
Yeah, of course he does. He has such an advantage on this hole. It's going to be good.
Okay, so no decision there for Austin.
You can go low here and try to skip it up the hill. You can go high and get to a similar spot. It's up to you. You just need to get right.
Pick your own adventure. Simon doesn't quite make up his mind, but ends up in a fine spot.
So we'll see where they're sitting, but nobody other than Austin so far is going to be very birdieable. Ooh, if that gets through, I like it. Okay. Not bad either. Behind, on the other side of those trees, like the ones that Simon is behind here, this is, I don't know how reachable this is.
Yeah, this is tough.
It is far. He does go Anheuser, so it's more reachable. Get up. That's awesome.
that's a great shot.
So good into the headwind.
Just to even get a look at it, that's a huge, very well-controlled technical power shot. Chris actually is one better than a turkey right now. He's sitting on 4 birdies in a row.
And he's going for the hyzer, and that's going to take even more, but he played it safely. That's all safe over there that he attacked. The only OB is long left, long straight, and right, and short. He's playing it to the safe side of the fairway. It's smart. He's going to take a par.
Austin flexing it towards the basket. This is a dime, folks. What a shot. Almost a little unfortunate that he didn't hit the center part of the box because he gets a little extra deflection and is going to have about 22 feet coming back instead of just being absolutely parked, but a great shot. Eagle actually got more distance than Austin off the tee, able to go forehand
Sidearm.
in.
Needs to sit. Wow, it's a huge sidearm. Yeah, Eagle goes sidearm here. That is really good. He's still got it, folks.
Well, it's better to say he's got it back.
Yes. Oh, he gets aggressive. Chris is feeling he wanted to get another one.
This would be one heck of a make here. Yeah. I mean, if you see the limbs, the prominent limbs, if they're shifting up and down, that really tells you how much wind there is. That is just very tough to make a long putt right now.
No. You hate to see that. Oh, I didn't think that was OB, actually. It's that close?
Wow. Simon sails it over the top and pays the price with a bogey.
That OB long is sneaky close. You can see the stakes. They're far apart. It's hard to see.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Such a good shot, but the extra bit of bounce just made it. I mean, Austin's got to make that putt.
Am I allowed to give gambling advice?
I don't know.
I think Austin's good money, guys.
I think that's fine to say. It could mean a lot of different things, too. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that it's gambling advice. But it does now because you specifically said it.
Well.
But in the future, you could just say, Austin's good money.
Either way, like the course we're seeing, like he has advantages on so many holes. He's not putting great.
And yet he's right there, 2 behind.
Right there. I think that he's a contender for the win.
All right, down to the final hole of round 1. We are almost 33% of the way through the 2025 Music City Open. 520 feet down the hill stand in the way of our players as they try to just avoid these trees on the right side, miss this big stump, don't get stuck in a puddle, walk away with at least no more than a 3.
We've got a crazy tailwind still, so you can see really big arms going with even putters on this hole.
Putters.
Even putters. It's pretty good. No problem.
Great distance control for Chris.
So if you're playing the shot the right way, you're going to want to come in just like Chris did, a little bit early. A little early left. You'll avoid all the trees on the right side that could stop you at 60 feet. And that needs to fly. Oh, that was almost fine.
That was working its way nicely.
But now I don't like it. He might lay that up and just be done. Like, I don't know. It's a 45-footer downhill.
With a tailwind that could push it long.
Look how high Eagle goes here. I like that. It's going to get the distance. Yeah. Okay.
Just knife its way.
Everybody lands right there. That's a very common spot.
This hole is averaging about 1 birdie per group at 25% birdie rate. And Simon skipping through the group of trees. He'll be the closest. See if Eagle gives us a little Annie bid. He does. Just kind of that was a layup.
Yeah. The last thing we want is like hole 18. You almost have a solid round, and then you put yourself at 25 feet coming back into the headwind.
Looks like Austin is really thinking about it. Oh, not just thinking about it. He is making it. What a putt. Mr. Good Money in for the birdie.
And that's how you win tournaments too. You don't play scared. You attack.
Well done.
Textbook drive from Chris. Can he finish? Oh, yeah.
Just your typical backflip somersault putt. Chris Dickerson does it in a unique way. And Simon, just that last bit. He's going to finish at even with a ton of birdies. Pretty strange round for your 2-time reigning champion. Eagle with the only par of the group. 5 under, solid round, but it certainly looked like he had something more going on for him at that after hole 5 being 4 down.
I'm looking at the scores here. We got 7, 6, and 5. All of those immediate contenders.
Well, we're going to be able to see some recognizable players with Ricky Wysocki and Isaac Robinson. Get to see Austin Turner come back. And finally, we get to see Gavin Phillips on our league card. He's been playing great this season, has been making appearances left and right, but now we finally get to see him on our league card. It'll be exciting to see this young man from Florida as he comes up, and yeah, we'll bring that to you for round 2.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it shakes out.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us in round 1. Thank you so much for watching. Obviously, we are still in that quest for 500,000 subscribers, and we need you to do your small part. This is the time. Every other time I've asked you to subscribe, I didn't really mean it. I actually mean it this time. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you want to like the video and comment, let us know what our name should be, because we have no clue. Came up with like 10 terrible ideas. So help us out with that. Leave a comment down below. Either way, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Sunshine, get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine. Get up watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine.